Good evening. This is the January 9th West Bath Planning Board call to order. We have a quorum. You want to introduce yourself?
Jim Williams.
Guy Whitney.
Jerry Mitchell.
So we have a quorum. First order of business is amendments to the agenda. I don't think we have any. No?
I have none.
All right. Then the first order of business is the applicant Patricia and Dominic Monaco. Did I say that right?
You did.
All right.
You did. I'm their agent, David Lutero, David Lutero Architecture, company in Bath. So it's mostly an interior, major interior renovation. But the house, a very small portion of the house and a lot of the deck facing the water are within the shoreline zone. And our goal is to provide 2 dormers on the second floor to look out for the water. So we built a little just 3D model to see what small portion of the house is within the shoreline zone. And we maximized our volume capability. So what is in blue is technically within the shoreline zone, and it's 30% of allowable volume added on to the house. It doesn't change the footprint, it just adds 2 dormers at the roof. The floor plan, we're leaving a bunch of square feet of area, because we're not really expanding much in terms of area, we're expanding more in terms of volume. It's a very small amount of volume that we're adding, but we're here because a portion of the house is closer than 75 feet. And as you can see by the calc, something we're adding, and in terms of volume, we've maximized it, but it's, like I said, it's dormer is probably about 8 feet wide and 2 of them. So that's why we're here, because we're within the shoreline zone. It's essentially a math game, and the only way to figure it out is to build a quick little sort of 3D model so we can precisely determine the amount of volume that is in shoreline, allows us to calculate the 30% expansion. So the color-coded is what we find a very helpful diagram to see what's existing. As you can see, nothing in terms of the volume is changing except for these dormers on the front.
So the yellow is the existing?
Yellow's existing, that stays here. The blue is the add right here. And it's really only the front 1.5 feet of the dormer. And it just allows an easier construction, so we can put the face of the dormer on top of the outside wall of the house, so it just makes for a much easier constructability. Also maximizes the size of the windows facing the water on the second floor. Those would be 2 bedrooms facing the water.
So on the application that we're looking at, that you submitted to the town, the floor area you've shown is 812 square feet, and you're adding 33 square feet.
Correct.
Expansion, and so that 812, is that just the part in the shoreline?
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's mainly because this entire deck is within the shoreline, but we're not expanding the deck. That's
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of area within the shoreline. The only thing we're adding in the shoreline in terms of area is the little piece that's in front of the dormers. That's why we actually are leaving a bunch of square feet on the table for a future expansion. Like someone else can expand that, they would not be able to expand volume in the shoreline because we maximized.
And also, so the volume is showing is 852 cubic feet. That again is just what's in the shoreline?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, and the proposed addition is the 254 cubic feet. Those are the dormers.
Correct. Yeah.
And just that part of the dormer that's in that.
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
Must have been interesting calculations.
And it was, yeah, that's, yeah. The only way to do this is in a 3D program. It'd be really difficult to calculate. So.
That's good. Okay.
Jim, do you have any more questions? Jerry, do you?
I don't, yeah.
So we can
Go right through the,
proceed through the checklist. Plan must be on 24 by 36 at scale. We have that here. Title block within this unit. Yeah. North arrow map scale. Here.
can I just ask a quick
Yeah,
question?
please.
Jonathan, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, Jonathan?
Yes, go ahead.
What are your thoughts on this? This is pretty straightforward and so forth?
It is, and, they approached me and said, we do have this small section that's within, and I said, well, within is within, so even as minuscule as it really is, it had to be done, so.
Yeah,
And they've covered what they needed to do, and here we are.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's,
Alright, yeah. Alright, map scale, legend looks good. Current lot order. Source of units.
yeah, that's shown on the plan.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, boundaries and designations of zone, districts, and overlay. I got that. Next one. Feedback, that was here at the top. Lot dimensions, property lines. That's on this as well.
Yep.
Names of abutting property owners with tax assessment and map lot numbers.
Yes.
Got that? Location of right-of-ways, and abutting traversing bodies of water.
Yep, so he's got Old Farm and Rock Haven on there.
That's good. Location of high tide mark rivers, streams, and brooks. Looks like it's just that front piece on the meadows. Location and outline of all existing buildings within the property and proposed buildings showing expansion area. Looks good. Existing and proposed setback dimensions of structures to the shore, front, near, and side. Saw that. Areas to be cleared of tree growth, there's no.
Yeah,
just-
it's on the roof,
only
yeah.
the- Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Areas of cut, fill, grading, and other earth moving. Again, that's not applicable. Yeah. Location of wetland areas. I don't believe there are any. Right? No wetland. Flood hazard area as depicted on the flood insurance rate map.
I think that's in the 8.511 package.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Where's that?
It's the very last page.
Okay.
Location and size of existing sewer systems, water supply, culverts, and drainage. And, septic field.
Yeah.
Looks good. Soil erosion and sedimentation control measures. I don't think
Yeah,
there's
nothing.
nothing. Right.
Yeah.
It's not on Vivian's or Campbell. All right, application. Here. authorization, saw that, location and description. That.
Page 1.
Photos of building to be expanded on all sides. That's right here. Yep. Cool. Complete site plot here. Erosion and sediment control plan.
Yeah, there's no construction on site.
Yeah. Building plans.
I'd say that's, it says under provided, but I'd say that's in
Yeah, I put that under an A. Building plans are. Building plans, proposed structure highlighting the expansion as well. When are they planning on starting, or have they?
ASAP.
Nice, okay. Copy of deed, yep. Expansion sketches. Support the percent. Calculations, I saw that. Right, yeah, over here. Type of house could be water from there. So 12, 13, and 14 are not applicable, and then affidavit for recording, registry of deeds.
I see that you said you would provide one, but I don't know if I saw one on there. What's
Just
his,
set it off of there.
fine,
Yeah. I mean, I think it's,
So the affidavit is actually recorded later, so that really shouldn't
Yeah.
be on the
yeah, I'm not sure, we
checklist.
shouldn't probably revise our list.
Yep.
90 days? Is it 90 days to record it?
Before the building
Usually.
permit is issued.
Yeah, we won't issue the permit without it, that's all.
Okay. 1 day?
And when,
That's right.
you come for the permit, it can all be
Yeah,
done at the
yeah.
same time.
Do that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, do you have a form for that affidavit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right, that's everything. Do you guys have any further questions?
I don't know. Maybe the public.
Yeah. Any, comments from the public? All right.
Alright, I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Might not be
Second.
hot.
All in favor? All right, unanimously approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Looks good.
Looks
Good
good.
job.
Fill that out.
We'll give you a form tonight to take with you.
Okay.
I'll make it a copy of this approval, and then I'll grab it on those.
Perfect. Good, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, you can help.
We can just do one signature for all of us, or?
Yeah, just yours as the chair.
I love it when some of the things on everything.
Make some more, put some big cuts here. Roll up. Got the application in your packet, but Pat had some amendments, he went over with John, and he had some revisions, so I'm gonna talk about that a little bit.
Hey, so we run up the country store the other day. Correct. Yeah, yeah. So I hear about the light. I didn't know that, we did a great conversation about being retired.
We can just ask them to present
Have
it.
you given up yet?
Yeah.
Have you given up yet? Have you retired yet?
Pat, do you have any plans to put up?
I don't,
Okay.
You can use mine, Pat, if you want.
Well,
yeah, I'm not there, I'm not anywhere near where he is, you know?
Yeah.
No,
Well, do you
I-
wanna present, we have everything here, I believe, do you wanna just explain what you're doing?
Basically exactly what he did, you know, we get the, where is the, I had a big, didn't I give you copies of, the 4 big copies of that?
Yep, they're right on the table there.
Okay. It's somewhere in here. I'm nowhere near as prepared as David, trust me. I don't do this very often. Every copy of the house, you guys know where that one. And basically what we're doing. Put up there? Basically what we're doing to the house, the same thing David did, okay? This is the water side, this is the portion right here of what we're, that would be in the water zone, as you can see on a little map that I drew out, you know.
That's all I think here.
I drew it on the wall. I really had to do all this stuff. I drew on a map, that's all. No, I didn't do that.
What's this
You
for?
took it back
Pat?
here.
Oh, right there. I wasn't that well aware. Here's a small copy of it. Basically what we are is right here. Okay, this is our lot, right here. The dormers are going right here, and right here, on this side of it. Okay, we own this property, this property, this property, this property. Our butters are right here, okay? We're 50 feet from the high water mark. This portion of the dormers, these portions of the dormers would be in the watershed zone.
Okay.
Whatever it is and all that sort of stuff.
Within the 70,
75 feet, 75 feet is right where the chimney is, that's all I can say, okay? So that portion of the dormers and whatever the square footage is, whatever he wrote down for the square footage is what would be in the water zone and all that sort of stuff. And we had a 24-foot setback from my land and a 15-foot setback from Katie and Charlie's place. And this is the New Meadows River right here.
Okay.
And this right here is a right-of-way to all of these properties right here. That's not part of the Rockhaven Road, I have all the deeds for that, all that property where the Rockhaven Road stopped right there. When Millicent sold this to Fred Thompson, all this property was Fred Thompson's property,
Okay.
okay? So this was written in by whoever the.
Whoever does the maps.
Yeah, right, okay? Whoever did the maps. So anyway, this is what we have. This is what we're trying to expand, and this is a bedroom right here.
Okay.
So basically, that's all we're doing. The same thing David just said, but I don't know if I have my documents, I'm trying to go in very often.
Are you changing the roof, Pat, or just?
No, we're not changing the roof, we're not expanding the building outside, any part of that and all that sort of stuff. Let's take a picture of No, we're not going outside the footprint of the building at all. Actually, we're coming back in about 2 feet. Right here, so this is the portion of the building. We're coming back in approximately 3 feet or 2 feet, and that's where the dormer goes right there. And both dormers go the same way.
Oh, I see.
So we're not going out and impeaching on anybody else's, or expanding the footprint of the whole building.
so your distance to the property line is not changing?
No.
And not on the front and not on the sides?
No, not at all.
John, you've already looked at all this?
Yeah. nothing necessary for me to add, no.
Okay.
It's pretty much like the last one, it's very straightforward.
Thank
Okay.
God for David.
Yes, planned it well.
Good thing he went first.
Huh?
Good thing he went first.
Oh, yeah. What a lesson I just learned. All the picture things he has and all that.
3 days.
So what were the changes, Pat, from this one to the one Gabe's got?
He amended that because he did all the designs here, right? I asked him to go through, you know, whatever he's done on this thing and all that stuff. So anything that has changed from here is the actuality of what he's done here. He
Okay.
went by, whatever the print.
Who was he?
Toby Rubinsky from back.
Okay, so some of it went down, looks like it went down, right, the existing floor.
That is the actual one that he did. He did the other one off, I think, tax, of the appraisal or whatever. What the volume, right, volume,
Yeah, 3 point,
right?
where is it, 3.9%?
That is that on the updated drawing that I asked you for to
Yes.
show the calculations?
Yes,
of-
that's exactly what you asked me.
Yeah.
That's what he did today. I got that at 4
That's-
o'clock today, no, I'm sorry, at 3 o'clock.
Two dormers existing. So this is the only expansion that's been done
Correct.
here?
We have none of this.
Yeah, there.
So the square footages and bonds that are shown out for the whole house?
Yes.
Okay.
Should we go through the list?
Yeah,
You can ask if there's any public comments anyway. Anything else?
yeah, we can start. This. Do you have any more questions?
I don't, I'm good.
We'll start. Any public comment? All right, we'll just get started then, the application. This is the amended one.
He's asking for a waiver request.
Sorry?
I'm looking at this list here.
You brought big plans too today,
This is-
Yeah.
so I think you brought the big ones today, the
Right.
24 by 36, so
Right.
we can cross that one off, I think. The wait, he's got the big plans now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We have the big plans right along,
You did,
yeah.
okay,
He submitted them and I submitted.
gotcha.
Okay, this is a different,
This is the current, right? This is 3.9%. So this is what is current, this is the updated.
updated? Okay. I got you.
this stuff as they go along, that's all right.
All right.
Okay, that's-
Yeah, this
that goes
one's
for that.
written in. So this is this from you going through?
Yeah, those are my notes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, those are my notes here. Yeah, but probably have a clean copy if you want one.
No, this is
Without my
fine.
scribbling on it.
Okay, so it's the same just with your notes. Okay.
I think that's the new, he submitted the new application, but I think it has your notes on it.
Oh, yeah, 'cause this one you took with it.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're on plan on 24 by 36, or 11 by 17. Waiver request. Is that a separate document, or is that just a?
I don't think he needs it, because
Yeah.
he's got them anyway, so I think.
Because, oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, they're big enough, so I think that's good.
Okay. Title block with owner's name. That's what we got. It's on this one, I believe.
Yeah.
North Arrow, Legend, Town of West Bath, 316. Current lot owner, source and deed references.
Yeah, he shows the owners on one of these plans.
Boundaries and designations. No need for that one. Lot dimensions, property lines, area, dormer additions only. For that, names of abutting property owners with tax assessment, map, lot, and numbers.
He listed them all there.
Yeah.
And he shows the right of ways ending at the line.
Alright, so that's good.
The high tide mark shown on the plan. That's what's on that.
Yeah, okay. So I'm seeing John got all these. So that's good, good. Location of outline of all existing buildings within the property proposed. Some pictures. Existing and proposed setbacks was on
Yeah, see, nothing's changing.
this.
So I think that's an NA.
Yeah. And he's got it too.
Here is to be clear, this,
No trees, right, Tom?
No.
No earth moving, no wetlands. Flood area, no, that's needed. Right,
no.
location size of sewer systems, I saw the septic plan over here, didn't I?
Yeah.
Even though it's not really. Let's see. Soil erosion, not typical. It's not mechanical pond. Alright. Application. Got it.
I think I saw a deed somewhere here.
Yeah.
The deed's on the last page, you know. This page was too long. That one, go back, and that's the deed,
Okay.
I think.
That's the other one.
Oh, on the back page is one of them.
This deed's on the last page of the packet. The application packet.
Sorry. Oh, I see it there.
Alright.
description or map, definitely. Photos of building to be expanded, that was in here too, that's here, that's photos. Or that was a huge picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Composite site plan. Not applicable. Erosion sediment control plan, not applicable. Building plans on 24/36, that's these. Building plans of proposed structure, highlighting the expansion, it's also these. Copy of deed and covenants or restrictions on existing lot. We have the deed. I don't think there's any restrictions.
No, he's not going outside the foundation or?
Of course.
Yeah.
Expansion sketches and calculations. Yeah. Here. Type in adequacy. No water supply. Or wait, type in adequacy of water supply for expansion, but there's no water involved, right?
Yeah, so it doesn't say anything for that.
Yeah. We have the well and septic drawing. Leave back here, yeah. Those are good. It's needed, and driveway access is in, you pointed out for us. Registry of deeds is not needed.
You will need the affidavit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just again, once it's.
Yeah.
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 Now, that affidavit, Jonathan, that shows just what's in the shoreline area total today and what's proposed for the expansion. That's the percent he's got to have, right? In other words, if the building is 10 feet into the shoreline, well, I guess it's 25 feet into the shoreline, right? And he's doing it, he just counts his square footage of the total amount in the shoreline area.
Yes, yeah,
Right.
I get what you're saying now.
Yeah, so the dormer, you're putting on 2 dormers, and the other one isn't even in the 75-foot setback,
No.
right? So the area and volume he's expanding is expressed as a percentage over the existing area in the shoreline,
Mhm.
and then the addition in the shoreline, correct?
Yeah.
Right. So,
And that's the 3.9.
And that's what you did the calculations on, Pat, was only the part within the shoreline, within the 75.
I would really have to ask Toby that, because he did all that stuff.
That's what it is. We didn't check the calcs, but.
Yeah, it's the portion of the building that's within 75 feet.
Yeah.
All right, that's
Okay.
good.
I think we're fine.
You good?
Yeah.
Good, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
propose approval.
yep, motion to pass as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
There you go.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Just get the original.
Yeah.
This is quite a learning experience.
No problems.
I think more people in town understand what you guys go through to get, especially living on the river.
I can put
You
this
know?
up. Just that you get it out of your way, so you don't have papers on papers. Do
John,
that.
is this a copy of your work?
get the affidavit.
So, what's next?
So next is the review of the proposals for the peer review. We do have Diane Morabito here, and of course, Ted Crooker from West Bath Parking, if you have any questions for either of them.
Okay.
The
First
proposal.
though, is there any public information or comment? No? Okay, now, please continue,
Thanks,
sorry.
Dave, sorry about that. So yeah, Diane and Ted are here. Both of the proposals were reviewed by the town attorney, or the planning board attorney, and the only comment they had was the addition of having the representative at the meeting. So that has been included, and the applicant's attorney has received the proposals as well, and they didn't have any input on that. So that's where we're at.
So no one's here from Goral Palmer or Sebago tonight?
No.
Okay.
So just to, while you're looking those over, to inform everyone in the public on the next steps, the planning board will make their decision on who they would like to conduct the peer review. That then needs to go to the select board, who meets next Thursday, who has to actually sign the agreement for the review, and then it will go forward, so. The wheels of government progress.
Have you commented at all?
Well,
Have we had any comments?
They
One of
can
the
ask if
comments,
they
one
want
of
to
the,
comment.
the Goral Palmer is 3,500. Well, let's see, I'm not even sure I have the latest one, I guess I can.
Yeah.
And the
that's
Sebago
correct.
Technics is 7,500.
Yeah.
Um,
Seems like
And Goral Palmer does say they'll start within a week of having a signed contract.
I think the big difference, right, is Goral Palmer says that they'll make a site visit, right? So,
Yep.
excuse me, Sebago Technics will make a site visit, and Goral Palmer's not gonna. I think that's probably where the money is.
So, okay, say that again, Jerry.
I read, let me read it again here.
Okay, Sebago does say they'll visit the site.
Yeah, where was that? I saw it.
Scope of services, dot two. The second.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I think that's important, right? That someone's gonna come out and look at it.
It is important. I guess my,
And that's the main difference, right, whereas Goral is saying they're gonna exclude
Yeah.
doing that.
they do say the little,
They say that they can include it by an hourly rate, if I'm not mistaken.
are you talking about Goral Palmer?
Yeah, I think they can do it, they just charge it differently, if I remember correctly.
Item 3 on the scope of services, says preparation for an attendance at a planning board meeting. That's item 3 on the scope of services.
Yeah,
So they will be at a planning board meeting.
yeah, no, I mean, like the. Signals, basically. So road will be visited and inventory to confirm the assumptions made. Is that
And that is
doing
important.
counts?
That's important, yeah.
And that's, I think Goral is saying they'll do it too, but it's, they're just pricing it differently, right?
Right, they'll do it at the hourly rate.
Right, and that's why it's so much cheaper, because then,
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, to do this, only if you want my opinion, but, I mean, I know both firms very well, and they're both very reputable, but Goral Palmer, you know, a 4 or 5 hour site visit is gonna be $1,000, so there's still gonna be a lot less money than Sebago. In all honesty, my opinion is that Sebago doesn't want to do it, and that's why they kind of bumped it up, because that's a lot for peer review.
Okay.
That's just my take on it, knowing them both very well.
I guess my thought was that, you know, my question to whomever it is, you know, is there everything being done to mitigate any traffic issues? That's, and I'm not sure, I think that's gonna have to be a question when they're at our meeting. And Goro Palmer does say there'll be, right, at a planning board meeting. So I'm not sure I see that. What is Sebago say?
So, point number 4 in scope of services.
Okay, good representation, okay. Yeah, well, that's good. So, I don't know, Jerry, are you leaning towards one or the other?
It doesn't, like, the big thing is I think it's important they come to site, you know, that's the big thing.
And that's what Goro Palmer's doing?
Yeah, they're just doing it at an hourly rate instead
And
of
that's,
it having being included in the overall fee of that.
so even.
Where does it say that they're willing to do that?
And
Hold on one
if
second.
I understand this right,
The first
Right
line
here.
of the exclusions.
Additional services requested that are beyond the scope of services outlined will be charged in accordance with hourly rate schedule.
Right, it doesn't sound like, to be honest with you, like maybe we want to come to site, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know, I think they're just, so like, this is like an all-inclusive
Right.
75, and I think Goral's saying essentially the same thing, except, like, we'll tag, like, who we want to go do what service will be tacked onto their base. So,
It seems to me like Sebago Tech took the time to figure out that they needed to come to site, whereas Gore Palmer could care less if they came to site, you know, that's what I think.
why do you think they don't want to?
Because they didn't even include it, right, so they didn't
Well,
include it.
that's what this is.
That's just a standard rate, so I mean, if you want to design a bridge, they'll do it for that rate too, you know? They'll do anything you want under those rates.
But it says it can be completed upon request. If you want it, they will do it.
Where does it say that?
Right under the first line of your exclusions. So they're happy to do it if you want it.
Right here. Following are not included in the scope, but services can be completed upon request at an hourly rate.
So they're more than willing to do it.
So that would be, so if we, hold on a second. Services to be completed on time, materials basis, military, except. Please do not include direct travel, such as benefit. Or term related accounts. Additional service requested to the balance. So how would that? So who would go to a site visit in something like that?
Probably Randy, if you hire Coral Palmer, the person doing it would be Randy Dutton,
Well, I mean, like, as far as their.
a senior engineer. Yeah,
Senior,
senior engineer.
okay.
Actually, probably a project, Randy's really project manager level, so probably $200
Okay.
an hour. But like I said, it's gonna be no more than 4 or 5 hours. His office is in South Portland.
Okay.
I do like how they've laid out their hourly rates, Goro Palmer has.
Mhm.
And also the fact that sales are gonna start within a week. I do like that. It seems to be written a little bit plainer language and a little less fine print, like on the other one, Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of, you know,
I just wonder if Gore Palmer will still start in the 1 week if you ask for the site visit, you know?
well, they say they will,
Right.
under schedule, anticipate starting the scope of services within 1 week of receipt of the signed contract. And any information required by others.
You know, when it says that the road will be visited and inventory, what does the inventory mean?
Where are you?
Second scope.
Sebago.
Sebago, number one, second bullet down.
Inventory, I don't know what they mean by inventory, I think just visited.
Be visited and inventoried, to confirm. Roads will be visited. Does that mean they're gonna do a traffic count?
No, I don't think they need to do a traffic count, that would be a traffic count, I think they're just gonna record maybe existing parking spaces or something of that nature. It's not a term we usually use.
I mean, if we were to do Goral, we'd be able to, I guess, talk more about what we're looking for from the site visit, right? Because we're taking that off their a la carte menu.
I think probably in the end, we're gonna get about the same from either. Don't you really?
Yeah,
That's what it
I
seems
mean,
like.
in the end, I think we'll get about the same thing. They're gonna look at everything that's been proposed and, make sure that, that things look correct. And, the traffic studies talk about count per hour and so forth, and it's probably gonna be a shorter time period than an hour. I'm not sure they'll look at that, but
Yeah.
we'll have an opportunity to talk.
I mean, if that person was gonna go, the project manager, it's essentially they could put in they'd have to put in 17 hours to get to at least 17, to the lump sum price of Sebago, which I don't think it's gonna be that much, so this one will be cheaper even with the
Yeah,
a la carte.
but I guess our recommendation should be on what we feel will be best.
For sure,
for
yeah,
the town.
absolutely.
And I think in the end, it'd be very similar. What's your?
Yeah, I just like the Sebago Tech one when they said they're gonna visit the site. Like somebody put the forethought to figure out that they need to visit the site to review this.
Okay.
That's my thought, that whoever, did this one up, put enough forethought in it to figure out that they should visit the site. I'm just scared we hire Gold Palmer, they don't feel like they need to hire the site.
So Coral Palmer left it up to you if you wanted them to do a site visit or not.
Right, but the person didn't think that, obviously didn't think it needed to be done.
Well, I mean,
No, that's not
well,
true.
no, I think they're just saying that because it's a request an hourly rate, they're saying, we don't know what you're looking for. Or this is how I'm taking it. We don't know exactly what you're looking for that kind of rate. I mean, they would have been smarter for them if they put it in their scope of services and then said that, but I think what they're saying is we don't know how much you want done at site, and that's included in this fee. Who do you want to go? Like, do you want someone who's, like, specific? I mean, they did look at the proposal though, so.
So our motion should be just, which one do we recommend that the selectmen accept? Is that?
Exactly, yes.
And then are they looking at both of them as well?
They could. It would make sense for them to go off of what the planning board would want. Ultimately, they are the ones that are signing the contract.
Right.
Suzanne is here, so she'll
Right.
be able to relay the conversation.
Share what I learned.
Yeah.
I've taken meticulous notes.
Do you have any comment?
I don't think I should have actually commented.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Why don't you consider a member of the public? At least that? So why wouldn't that be appropriate for?
Yeah, is there any comment from the public?
Am I considered the public?
Well, I think the town attorney cautions us that
I don't think I
because
should
she's a
speak.
member of the public, she
I'm the
does
one
have
voting
undue
on it. I don't think I should
influence.
comment on it, just to keep it clean.
Yeah. Anyone else want?
Something worked for both these guys for years, they're both equally as good. Like this, I think 35 is a good base to start, because if ever me, I'd be thinking low bidder, that's the way it is in the whole world, it's usually low bid, that's how good. But it may not be low bid if you request all these things and visits and all that, you could very well be up to close to 75 too.
Yes, I think we just need to figure out what it is that we want to
Right.
request from them.
Right.
And include that with this. And like I said, if it is that project manager rate, it's gonna be, assuming it's at 200.
I see these invoices come in all the time, do the work, and like, they don't just bill you this amount. There's an administrative fee, there's a project administrator fee, there's all kinds of other fees that are not.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, like, that's not the only fee, you're not gonna say like $200 per
No,
hour.
no, I mean, there's also, mileage, travel, whatever else they want to include in it.
I like the fact that the timeline, this has been a year and a half, and that timeline I would like to see, kind of bit of.
Which one? Number-
Would you like a motion? It does say, Goro Palmer does say not to exceed, where Sebago Technics is saying a lump sum price. So down under fee on the bottom of the first page,
Yeah,
they do say not, with a not to exceed 3,500, then they qualify without further authorization.
oh, I see, wait,
So it could be less if they spent less effort than,
right, so they're saying lump sum, I thought that 35 was the base of what they were doing. Am I
so not to
misunderstanding that?
exceed,
So it's 35 and then whatever else we ask for?
not to exceed 35, so it could be 25 and then the site visit, which could bring it to 35.
It's done on a time and materials basis,
Right.
All right,
so it's not consumption.
And I would
Instead
suggest,
of a lump sum.
if you do go with that company where you're requesting additional services, that be obviously included in the
You
motion.
see, I think that's the problem, like, right, so we're requesting an expert to look at this, but then people are asking us to ask the expert what to expect. I mean, I think that's like, to me, that's stupid, you know? Like, just hire somebody that knows what they're doing, get it done, and be done with it. You know, that's what I think, that's my opinion. Like, we're gonna tell Goro Palmer what we should do, we're not traffic experts, how can we tell Goro Palmer what to do? I just think whoever did this one put enough forethought into know that they had to do a site visit, and to really get an understanding they have to do a site visit. Like, in this world, you get what you pay for. If you wanna hire the cheapest person you can, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a mediocre product. That's my thoughts.
Can I make one comment? The person at Goro Palmer probably has over 35 years' experience, at least 30. The traffic engineer who did the project. The person at Sebago is somebody that I trained 5 years ago, so she has a lot less experience. So I think you should also be looking at the experience of the person who will be doing the work.
Did you say you trained this
I
person?
did, and I'm a little concerned you may be biased in
Are
that
you,
she used
did
to
you
work
work
for
at
me.
Sebago?
No, she worked for me,
Okay.
and then she left my employment to go to Sebago.
So Bradley R. Lyon?
No, her name is Nikki Conant, Brad's the director of the division. The
Oh.
person who's doing the work there, traffic engineer right now, is Nikki Conant.
Where's her name on the,
It's not on there.
okay.
I just know from working with them all the time, she's the person that would be doing their review.
So you work regularly with Sebago?
Yep.
Okay.
And Goro Palmer. I mean, we all work together frequently,
Okay.
and they're both, like I said, very reputable firms.
Jerry, do you have a motion?
I have a motion that we take the Sebago Technics proposal.
So we recommend to the select person that they accept the Sebago Technics.
Correct.
Okay. I'll second it.
okay. All in favor? That passes. So we have,
Did you abstain or did you?
yeah, I mean, I don't really have I don't see a differentiation other than.
Just so that Cal can show on the record.
Yeah.
The attorney doesn't want us to abstain without proper cause, so,
Okay, all right,
so everyone's in favor.
vote in favor as well then.
All right, so it's unanimous.
Just decided.
While we're on the topic, presuming that the results of the traffic study would be available in February, does anyone have any dates for us? We would need to hold a separate meeting for West Bath parking, obviously, it's gonna be a longer discussion. Does anyone have any Tuesdays in February that would be in conflict?
Sebago said it would be 6 weeks. Whereas Laurel Palmer said a week. So
Okay, so maybe this is
Not probably
premature.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll wait and see
All right, we'll just
what their
wait and see.
timeline is.
Okay.
Okay.
So our regular meeting right now is on the 13th.
Right.
Okay. So,
Thank you, Diane. I do have a couple other items, if you don't mind. So the first is that Black Diamond Consultants, the name you might remember from the past with the communications tower, is getting ready to come back to the planning board. One of the things that they are concerned about is the requirement for having an agreement with the town. That would have to go to town meeting. So they wanted to know if the planning board would be willing to review the project and if they find it acceptable to offer conditional approval to allow them to get the project moving and then get a town agreement at a later date. Does that make sense, what I'm
What is
saying?
I'm not understanding yet.
So the tower, the communications tower, in order to get a lease agreement with the town, that has to go to town meeting for approval.
They already have a lease, don't they?
They do not. The solar company has a lease. So,
so the town meeting would be only for approving the lease to the tower.
right, we would
To
have a
the town,
special
actually.
town meeting,
But
but,
it's only the lease, there wouldn't be any, I mean, you're only talking about approving the lease at town meeting.
correct.
Okay.
They want to be able to come to the planning board before they have that approval, so that's the only piece they're waiting on. But it would require the planning board to offer a conditional approval pending the lease agreement with the town.
So,
Would the planning board prefer they have that lease agreement in place before they come to them? Or would they be willing to review it without that lease agreement in place? And if the project's accepted, that would just be a condition of approval.
I don't, like, if, you know, if we give our approval, that's fine, right? And then if they get their, like, they can't do it obviously if they don't get a lease. So-
Correct.
They won't get a building permit on the lease either, so it stops there.
Right.
what's the leaning of the selectmen? Would they approve
I'm
this?
actually confused because we have a lease for the solar farm and we approved the lease for that solar farm without the town's.
We don't
That
have
was
a
approved
lease
at
for
town
the
meeting.
communications tower for the county of Saginaw.
But like what Suzanne's saying.
My point is that we approved that lease, the town did not approve the lease for the
Oh,
site,
I'm
that,
sorry.
so I'm not sure why
The town did approve it at town meeting. That was on the big town meeting that we had.
No, they
That
didn't.
was,
It didn't.
it was.
I'm not sure that's accurate, maybe.
Regardless.
But I wasn't at the meeting when it was approved because we had the two overlapping leases for the tower and the solar. And that was not done at the town meeting. I'm just confused, I don't.
Okay. Well, that doesn't have anything to do with this.
Well, it does, but I don't think the lease needs to be, I'm confused, I'm confused and I'm surprised that we.
So either way, it doesn't sound like the planning board has any heartburn if, like, we would, you know, work on the conditional approval either way, right? Whether they have the lease or they don't, right?
That's up to you guys.
It doesn't matter if it's town meeting or,
Well, before, we've put conditions
Yeah.
on our approval. And one is, you know, a lease from the town. We can put that right on as a condition. And what you're talking about, Suzanne, is that the town has already given a lease for a solar farm, is that correct? And there may be in the same area as the tower.
It is in the same areas, they overlapped, we had a problem with that, actually.
And so we do have a thing about a fall zone, in the ordinance, and that's came up before. Has there been any discussion about how to,
It was resolved. They put a fall zone around it, but we essentially leased the same parcel to different people. And we had to back into that and rewrite it, but that.
so that the solar farm lease has been rewritten?
Everything's been
Okay,
allocated. I presume
Okay.
it has, I haven't seen it
Okay.
leased.
okay.
But we approved the lease as a select board, is
Hmm.
What do we call
whatever call, correct.
it? Okay, so in general, I think the planning board's good with, does that sound fair?
I don't have any issue either way.
So you don't need to make a decision, you're just kind of getting the temperature, so we have that to relay to them. And then the other,
Because we have nothing to do with the lease,
right,
so.
well, as townspeople, you vote on it.
But we always require right title and interest,
Right, no, I
To give our
understand that's
approval.
part of our,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
Basically, you guys could approve it, and then they have to show me that lease before they're even allowed to break ground.
Right.
So,
And they have to get a building permit from you,
that's what I'm talking about right now.
Right.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, I'm fine.
so there's another safety in it.
Okay.
All right, so that subject's done. So then, the comp plan is coming to a finish, so Max is going to be looking to start land use ordinance changes. His timeline right now is hoping for May, which means that changes wouldn't be ready in time for town meeting. So he's recommending that we move forward with the amendments from LD 2003, which was a long time ago, so I brought these for your refresher. So he's recommending that you that the town moves forward having these approved at town meeting ahead of the July 1st deadline. He wanted to know if you were comfortable moving forward with them, if you want to meet with him before moving forward with the amendments. We talked about it. We said the amendments were good, but it's been a while, so I don't know if you guys want to meet with him. Just to
Carly,
get-
should this be on item 15, 2024 instead of 2023?
This is just a copy of the amendments.
Well, I think I'd like to meet with him.
Okay.
And then, but it would be, you just want to meet with them about the LD 2023 stuff, Jim, or in general?
Well, yes, I think, to talk about this
Yeah.
2023 or 2003 LD,
Yeah,
changes. I mean, I'd like to hear,
yeah,
him as a consultant to the town and
Yeah.
yeah.
what he thinks about all that. I mean, he's provided this is great, but can we do a workshop prior to our regular meeting? Possibly?
Yeah, so the
With him?
meeting usually starts at 6. What time would you be able to hold a workshop?
And this would be for February.
Are we talking about February the 13th?
I could, but
Maybe
guys are
5
working.
o'clock, give them an hour.
every day.
Yeah, so I'm fine that week of the 13th.
You think that'll be enough, like an hour before? So like, what's, I guess.
Maybe
what's
not,
the-
maybe it's not time enough.
That's, okay, well, yeah, I guess you could get an hour in and then go from there.
I mean, if you thought we needed more time, I would say we'd probably set a different day.
I'm good with either. Max is a smart guy, so it's always interesting to talk to him, so.
Yeah, but if we do have a deadline, I mean, we tend to move things along.
Well, this is the only thing you're discussing also.
But if he was here, right, not that I wanna drag it out, but we could, like, talk about the plan for the ordinance.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was thinking about, it more as like this is what is about to change in May, he's saying, but then we could also use that time to understand everything else.
What about
That
4
we-
o'clock? Is 4 o'clock too early? It gives 2 hours.
Yeah, I can't do that early. I can do 5, or I can do another day, but I don't know.
It's whatever you two, but you guys are the ones that are working, so.
Rub it in.
Actually, I can't do that.
I paid my dues.
Yeah.
lot of stuff to cover in the ordinance.
We have to figure out if we're gonna change the whole numbering system, right? Have we figured that out, probably, remember?
I was not at the last meeting, but I don't think you've gotten that far yet.
Like, we gotta figure out, remember, if we're gonna keep the same, like, switch the whole format.
Why don't we have a separate meeting and try and do some other things too?
Yeah.
So then we'd have to pick another night. So do you want us to give you 2 or 3 nights that would be acceptable? And
Yeah,
then you run it
just
by
in
Max?
case
Is
Max
that-
can't do one.
Okay.
Obviously Tuesdays seem to be good for him.
So we could do the prior or the,
Yeah, I wanna try for the 6th or the 20th,
That next week is school vacation week, so I may be gone that week.
so 6th or the 27th.
I can do like any day that week of the 13th.
I could, I can't do Thursday, but I could do the 6th, which is that Tuesday before it.
How's the 6th for you, Jerry?
That's good.
All right, so you want to try, how's the 6th look on the calendar?
Well, I just have to check with Max. Do we have a secondary date just in case? I mean, I would assume a
So
Tuesday's
we're talking
good.
about the 6th or, what's a good second date?
And that would be at 6, right? If we did it on the 6th,
Yeah.
okay. Secondary,
And you said any day on that next week was good for you, Jerry?
Yeah, I can do any day on the week of the 6th, the 13th, or the 26th.
How about Monday the 12th? Does that look good for everyone?
I could do the 12th.
I could do the 12th too.
Okay.
Is it 12th for you, Jerry? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll run those by Max. And you guys can look these over. It looks like there's gonna be some amendments maybe to the dates.
I think we wrote this with the assumption that it had to go into effect last year, but then they extended a year,
Yeah.
which is when the 2023 really became 2024. The state pushed it out a year.
Because all the small towns were complaining that,
But we were ready, should it, the gap, so a year
Oh,
done, we
right,
have to do
right.
it. We wrote it, prepared for the demand.
Yeah. Okay.
And so Carly, if the comp plan gets approved by the state, and is there a plan to do that prior to the meeting? Because that is also a public meeting that has to approve the comp plan, a town meeting. Do you, is that?
I don't have anything to do with the comp plan.
No, I'm saying, but, because this, if the comp plan's approved, this can go into that approval process as well. So you
Yeah,
don't
they
have to
could
hold
be
event
approved at the
this
same
meeting,
time. Yeah.
Is my point. Any public town
yeah.
meeting,
Right.
so,
I think he was just thinking this could go into our regular town meeting.
but we have to have it with the comp plan anyway.
Right.
So that can go into effect earlier, in
Yeah.
theory.
All right, so I'll get back to you on those dates.
all right. Next we have the approval of minutes. Unless you have anything else.
No, that's it. Thank you.
I like that, I don't remember seeing anything regular there.
I looked at it already anyway.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing anything. This is all the same as what you sent us before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have anything to do?
Nope.
I'm good.
You're good? All right, so, approval of minutes, all in favor?
Okay.
And
And
then,
set the next meeting date as February 13th.
unless we get the 6th with Max.
But the
But
13th
we're
is
still
still
gonna
regular.
stay,
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna still stay with the 13th. Okay.
All right, yeah, that sounds good.
The only other thing just would be, we can try to find another member, right?
Yeah,
We were having a conversation about that at the select board this coming meeting, on how to cultivate membership generically.
If anyone knows anybody. Just ask them, I guess, right?
I can't imagine what anybody would the second Tuesday of the month.
The first Tuesday of the month.
Right.
It's not bad during the winter, it's easy.
So I move we adjourn.
Second.
yeah. All right, all in favor of adjournment? Anything else from the public? Anyone?
Anyone? Fair?